Hi Scorpio, welcome to your bi-weekly scopes. I'll be still doing a bi-weekly reading because it's a very busy, crazy time of the year and I want to keep the channel as updated as possible. So I'll be still using as well the Celtic Cross reading to give a little bit more insight of the possible energies Scorpios may be going through during this time. As always, keep in mind that this is just a general reading. Take what it feels right and with what resonates with your own life experiences at the moment. Also, if you would like a private reading with me, please contact me through the email I put in the description box below. And so, let's see what's going on, Scorpio. First of all, a lot of movement, a lot of change in a new path, a new direction, built upon choices you recently made or you are in the process of making right now. And it's an emotional change and it's an emotional decision that it's hard to take, but it's going to take you to higher land, to higher grounds, to higher possibilities of growth and evolution in your life, aligned with the true desires that you have in your heart to manifest. So there's a lot of energy of movement, a lot of energy of change, but something within you, within yourself, still feeling bound and enslaved to your obsessions, to your losses, to the past, to unhealthy patterns, to unhealthy relationships and situations that don't promote this growth you are walking on. And so even though you have this big flow of energy pushing you forward to move, to spread your wings, to go in a different direction, at the same time, you still feel yourself very bound to the object of your desires that are not truly your desires, but a distortion of them. And so in the current position, you have the Queen of Swords, and crossed by the Hermit. So you begin this time with a lot of ideas, and you are a lot in your mind, and you have a lot of thoughts about what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing, what's the right decision to make. Should I tell that person? Should I tell that person? Should I do this? Should I do that? And so your mind is overly active. Your mind is overly driven to get to the truth, to get to the bottom of circumstances and speak it out. As well, you can be very judgmental of yourself and others, and you have to watch out for this energy. You can be prone to judge yourself too harshly and withdraw to this solitude, to this loneliness, to try to achieve more clarity about what's going on and end up being in circles about it, because the Hermit is about wise and knowledge gained through your own experiences, gained through your own ability to make sense out of those experiences. The Queen of Swords is many times very conditioned by a moral code and a moral code of what should be and what shouldn't be, what is right and what is wrong, and she's like this judge figure, this judge character. The Hermit, it's a little bit beyond that. The Hermit doesn't judge through this moral code. It's more concerned about making getting to clarity, getting to enlightenment through the experiences of his life, making sense out of it, giving it a higher meaning and significance. And for that, he needs to go on an internal quest and step outside of the world a little bit to not be distracted, to not be distracted from the real messages and the real knowledge he has together and then put at the service of his mind. So the only problem here is if you are trying, again, to look for answers only based on what you believe is right and is wrong, and what you believe is your built system of beliefs, and ideas of what you should and you shouldn't do based on those imprints on your mind, on your psyche. And the hermit advises you, because it's crossing you, to take some more lonely time, to take this time of being more in yourself, thinking in this state of trying to make sense out of what you should do, to take this time to really understand that your mind is a filter. And so if you don't choose um, to understand your mind as a filter, you think that the only thing that exists is what's in that filter, when actually the filter is there to pour out what it should serve you and what it shouldn't serve you. When you think that the filter is the wholeness of your mind, you are using all of the stuff and you don't filter anything. I don't know if I'm making sense with this example, but the idea here is to use your inner wisdom at the service of your mind, not the opposite way, to make the decisions you are about to make, to implement, to communicate them, to express them out, to break the chains that are still holding you in terms of your addictions and your compulsions and your obsessive desires, to materialize something that, even though you know it's unhealthy for you, you still believe it's what you need. And so, coming from the recent past, you have the Chariot card, which really, again, talks about this idea of you understanding the roads ahead of you. You understanding that there's a road that it's the road of your shadow and the road of your light being. And so creating this this need to be very willed and determined to tame to tame this duality in you, to choose the path you want to go wisely, to leave things behind, to leave many experiences behind, to walk on a path of true emotional authenticity, where you feel integrated and in charge, in power of your own life and of your own decisions and experiences here. And so from the recent past, you are embarking in this road that has to do with a lot of experiences and growth through your will and determination to make them happen. So you are pushed to decide, you are pushed to choose a road, you are pushed to control yourself enough to know that that is the way to go, with no more hesitation or doubts in your mind, making you it's like this self-sabotage pattern we have, where we keep telling ourselves, now it's not our time, now I'm not sure, now I don't know if I should do it, la 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 la, and then we end up passing more than 30-40 years of a life without choosing anything, without using the Chariot at our favor, and everything around us, it's not real, because it was not based out of our choices, but the choices we let decide by chance for us. And so you are coming from a period where you are determined to go on one direction. You are determined to leave something behind, to go into a new direction, to exercise your willpower, determination, to fight for your right to live the way you want to live. And this is even more emphasized since the higher advice you have here and the unconscious card are both about moving as well, which is so interesting here. So you have the Eight of Cups and you have the Six of Swords. You are moving out of patterns, emotional and mental patterns that keep you stuck in the same place, that keep you from evolving, that keep you from reaching higher lands in connection with your soul desire to evolve and to grow through those experiences. So maybe you are leaving a past situation behind that you put a lot of your emotional investment in it, you put a lot of your heart in it, and it stopped growing, it stopped fulfilling you, it stopped making you evolve as a human being. And you realize that, and it was hard for you to leave the situation, and it's hard for you to leave the situation. It will make you sorrow, and it make you sad, but at the same time understand the power of letting go, and that not everything that ends is a real ending. Nothing really ends. Everything is a transformative process. And so what you think you're ending and leaving behind somewhere along the line in your future will show up in a transformed way. And I know it's hard to understand the meaning of what I'm saying, but if you try to observe with more conscious, with more awareness, the reality around you, you will see these patterns repeating themselves endlessly. So when we leave something behind and we make it by our own choice, and it causes some heartbreak, sooner or later we'll see a facet of that decision, a facet of that person, of that situation we left behind, transformed in another circumstance, in another person. But it's a bit of that past situation in the new one. And this is why the alchemy is always working, and nothing is really, really, really ending or dying. Everything is in this constant state of rebirth. So if it helps you understand, and as a Scorpio, there's a deep need to understand the meaning and the healing process for yourself, to let go of things that don't serve you, to let go of the toxicity that you hang on so tightly because you are afraid to let things go, and to feel abandoned, and to feel betrayed, and to feel alone and emotionally disconnected. This mindset of deep intensity, obsession, and compulsive behavior creates toxicity in your system and inability to grow as a human being. And so people will constantly leave you. You will constantly leave people because your level of possibility to receive more flow of emotions is stuck. There's nothing more to get out or to get in. And so it creates an innate state of saturation, emotional saturation, mentally saturation over the situations. And the following weeks, you will be driven more and more and more to be brave enough to pack your things, either physically, mentally, emotionally, in whatever way this applies to your life, to pack your things and go, to pack your things and leave. This could mean that you are traveling, you are thinking about traveling, you are thinking about moving to a different place, to have new experiences happening in your life at this moment. And it could be connected with this new desire to gain a new job and new financial opportunities, a new understanding of how to manage your reality in this new new panorama, new land, new vision of seeing and looking at things. And so the page of Pentacles in the future position talks about news of the practical world, or you just feeling optimistic and very, very vibrant to experience your reality in this new change, in this new direction, in a much more awakened sense, where you want to be more in touch with your body, more in touch with your money, with your work, with success, with nature, with the food you ingest. And so all the aspects of the physical side of life are prominent in the future to come. And maybe there's a small opportunity to gain more money. There's a message of a type of work you may be interested in that is aligned exactly with this new venture, with this new movement, this new change you are about to make. And the position of yourself and others, or the environment, you have the devil as yourself and the Seven of Wands in the environment around you. And so again, like I told you before, the devil talks about you getting an honest look at your desires, an honest look at the source, origin of those desires, and understanding them if they are a real source of power or a real source of trouble that keeps you again chained in the box, where you don't containing, sealing your feelings, where you don't let things from the past be released and new things come in fully. And so the devil is this creature that we have in all of us that is so afraid of rejection, is so afraid of abandonment, of loss, of betrayal, of death, of things that he cannot control, that keep the shadow promotes this illusion through the material world, through the physical aspects of life, that we can actually have power and be controlled by things that gives us a temporary state of satisfaction and empowerment on them, like sex, like drugs, like alcohol, like any type of addiction that puts us in this constant spin of wanting more, desiring for more, craving more, because the more you have it, the less you feel it. And so you could be in the states, two possibilities. One possibility is that you are very driven, that now you make this change, you are very driven to break the chains from the past and to have new ambitions rise in your reality. Ambitions where you are much more reliant on your power, on your power to determine, to attract the material needs to again manifest this new type of life that you are creating. Or it could mean that you are um, very unconsciously very driven by your shadow, and so there's a deep need for you to take this time of the hermit here that I talked about, to reflect upon this shadow, to understand this shadow at a deeper level, to see your fears, to see where you are being enslaved by your fears or by your desires. So as your biggest hope and fear, you have the Knight of Wands, giving even more emphasis of this conscious or unconscious pull and desire to move and make things happen fast, to implement the changes, to be driven by your impulses, to experience life and passion at a different level. And so there's a hope that things will move, that things will fall in place as quickly as possible, but there's also a fear about it. There's a fear of being too impulsive, of making mistakes, that it's a mistake to leave things behind, that it's a mistake to purify, to detox all that gunk and toxicity that emotionally you may be still holding on to. So there's this worry about the changes that you want to make, and at the same time you don't want to make. And the outcome of all of this is the Nine of Swords. So the outcome, there's two different ways, as always, when we choose to align with these energies in its high vibration or lower vibration. The more obvious one, the more probable one for the majority of people who think that the solutions to all the situations around them are outside at external sources, they will feel very worried. They will feel in the end of this 2 weeks, they will feel this culmination of nervous energy, anxiety, inability to sleep, repeating thought patterns, waking you up at night and making you worried and distressed about the changes that you want to make, and at the same time you don't know how to make. This is the most easy lower vibration as humans we all access to make things look small, to make things look as the problem as bigger as it should be, because we are too close to it. And so for one hand, you can end up these 2 weeks with an overwhelming feeling that when is this nightmare going to end? When am I going to be able to make the change? When is the change when will this change, or the need of this change stop hurting so much because I don't want it, or because I don't feel comfortable with it, or because it's pushing me to a level of understanding of life that I don't know. I don't know what it means. I don't know where to begin. This one scenario. The second scenario is you end up this time with a gained sense of perspective about where these thought patterns were keeping you from moving, were keeping you from acting in the direction of your desires, your real desires, desires that fulfill your heart and make you grow and evolve as a human being. So this could also be that you end up this time sleeping better because you understand where is the trigger of your mind working that is making you so worried, that it's making you so nervous and anxious about scenarios that are in your mind and not even happening. Where are you perceiving that all of that is a product and a result of the devil in your own behavior, acting as a scorned woman, acting as someone that is being rejected and cast away and abandoned, and so he will strike you and his unconscious voices as hard as possible for you not to leave him, for you not to abandon him, which is the biggest fear of this shadow. And so either you follow a path where you understand that you need to watch out your thoughts, you need to watch out where you're putting in your mind, and what that is creating at your level of awareness, concentration, and focus on the changes you want to make and commitment to them, or whether that is distracting you and making you again contained, concealed in a box where sooner or later your emotions will explode and it be expelled out of proportion and out of control as a volcano. So this time is a time to focus on the changes you want to make the decisions you want to make, to implement the changes you want to implement, and to focus on your real needs, to leave behind toxic situations that no longer serve your purpose, and at the same time to integrate this shadow, to integrate this feeling of negativity or lower vibration feelings into yourself, so you can again, so the beast is not angry, so you don't feel like you're abandoning a part of yourself, and that kind of backfires to you. It's about awareness and understanding where you really want to make changes, and why are you so scared? Is out of fear of what? Fear of abandonment. It's one of the most common causes in the need when we need to change, but if we don't make the change, it's the fear of abandonment of the reality we know, and that it's a reality that even if it's empty and not giving us any type of growth, as a reality most of you are in, you still hold on to it because you are too scared of having this feeling linger with you of being alone in a reality where there's no emotional connection and intensity and story and understanding and awareness and all of this type of intricate patterns. So please be careful about your thought patterns at the end of these 2 weeks, so you can discern between what's your reality of thoughts, what's your mind really telling you, and what is your fear talking with you. So Scorpio, I wish you a great time. For all of those who celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas for you and all of your family. And thank you for liking, subscribing, and commenting my videos. I really appreciate it. And hopefully we'll see each other before the new year. So we'll see each other soon. Bye.